What's going on, guys? Cam here from GrayMedia.marketing. Today we're actually going to be shooting a podcast with Vinay Lakhani from Remax Realtron. If you want to say hello.
Hey, I feel nervous. I'm in the hot seat now.
Yeah, you're in the hot seat. So today we're going to be talking about just real estate, social media, and anything to do with real estate and social media, really. I think this is Vinay's first podcast that he's ever been on. So It's going to be a new thing for him and a little bit of a test for us because we haven't done one either.
Podcast virgin?
Yeah, let's lose your podcast virginity. So let's first off start with how you got into the real estate market and like your story behind all of that, and then we can kind of.
Yeah, so I always had an interest in real estate, and I was actually working at a car rental company when I decided to make the switch. This was a long time ago. This was probably about 10 years ago now. And I ended up, approaching a broker that was looking to hire, and ended up, actually getting a job as their assistant first and foremost. And it just grew from there. It blossomed from there. I ended up kind of getting licensed as I was working there and really learned the business from the ground up and saw how, a larger operation was running and kind of got, I think I'm lucky because I got to see not just, the sales aspect and how that works, but really the whole back end operation and what it really takes to kind of run a real estate business. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it was really nice because I got started in-house as well, and it was really nice because you get to see every little moving part and you get to see how much is really going on with real estate. Yeah. You don't really realize how much a real estate agent does when you see them on Instagram. You're thinking, oh, this guy's just selling houses all day long, but there's so many little intricate things that most people don't realize, and they get their license and they're like, okay, let's go sell, and then they realize all these steps, so they don't know what to do. So sounds like it was good for you.
And the thing is, like, when you get your license, they don't teach you how to sell.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like you're thrown in with the wolves, right? I don't know if the process is a little bit different now, but when I took my license, you're just kind of, it's very theoretical, like most post-secondary education, and you just get thrown in with the wolves, and it's kind of just like figuring it out through experience, right? So having that, I think really shaped how I run my business today and who I am as an agent.
At Humber right now, they don't actually have much courses going on either. It's just all about the regulations and then all the number side of the real estate business. So you don't really learn as much, but I think it's just how they get you into the game. Yeah. And then you have to learn on your own. So like with you personally, have you always worked by yourself, or do you have a partner, or how do you run your business?
No, so I'm an individual agent. We're just growing our team now. So, we have an assistant, full-time assistant, and have my spouse who would be coming on board with us towards the end of the year once she gets her license. So we're starting to grow our more of like a family team. It's going to be like a family business style, where we can, help other families, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So like, what has been the number one thing for you, would you say, for getting ahead when getting into real estate? What was the first thing that really helped you figure things out that got you to where you're at today?
So definitely, having some sort of mentor and coaching. So really surrounding myself with the right people who already had built their business, people that were already successful, and learning from them and seeing how they run their business and how they do things. So that was a super huge deal. Just surrounding myself with the right people, people who lift you up, and, people who have a similar ambition to do great work and help as many people as they can. Yeah. I think that's the most important thing. And obviously having some sort of coaching or having some sort of accountability to yourself, without being yourself, is super important and super helpful. I think that was the most important thing.
Yeah, I think the first thing that I learned getting into this game was you want to circle yourself with people who want to win just like you do, or else if you're circling yourself with negative people, you're just going to have that negative mindset as well. So always that positive mindset, and it's key. So with you, did you do coaching right from the start, or did you get into it later in the game? Like, who told you about coaching? Like, why did you?
Yeah, it was great. So once, I went on my own, I didn't know about coaching, and I was kind of starting from ground zero again. And I ended up joining coaching because a colleague that was in the same office was actually a coach, and he introduced me to it. And he said, I want you to try this out, see what it's all about. And, if it's something that you think will help you, then I'll help you move along with it. And that's how it started. I didn't know anything about it. And I got introduced to this new ecosystem of, like-minded agents, coaches, people. And that was kind of in essence, the beginning of my coaching experience. Yeah.
One thing I've noticed that you do very well is time management. Where would you say you learned your time management skills?
Time management is still a huge struggle for me. Being a father of two, having a family, trying to juggle a full-time real estate career, it does present its challenges for sure. But what I learned from various mentors, various coaches, various people in my field that are successful is, if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. Yeah. And I live by that rule right now. So, my wife goes to book something or do something, it's in the calendar. Yeah. We got, plans to go see our parents over the weekend, it's in the calendar. And just living by that rule, I think, has made me be able to control my schedule a lot more.
So you do that with your business life and your personal life?
Absolutely.
Time block everything?
Absolutely. Time block everything. Stick to your time frame, stick to your schedule, follow your schedule. And that's for us, that was the only way to kind of organize everything.
That's amazing. Yeah. What about social media? How do you spend your time on social media? Because I know that sucks up a lot of people's time, watching reels and all that sort of stuff. What would you do?
So I try to, now that we've been able to outsource it to your company, it's basically saved us a lot of time, and it saved us a lot of we still schedule, so we still have a marketing schedule that we know what we're going to do for the month, and we try to follow that schedule. And we've created a content schedule, so we know what we're going to do. But just having somebody manage that has saved up so much time, because, like I just told you right before we started shooting, you go on to social media and you start looking at your phone, and then you just get sucked into that vortex, right? And you just get deeper and deeper. You lose, and then you look, you're like, oh my God, I'm like 2 hours deep in social media.
TikTok now.
And now you're on TikTok and this. And so trying to really avoid that, I've put a time limit on my phone. So when it reaches an hour, it's like you've been on it for an hour. There's no more.
It blocks you right out.
Yeah, it blocks you right out. So having that, I think, that self-discipline, especially with social media, is super important.
What about with networking and stuff? Like, what have you found the best? What have you found from social for business has worked best for you?
Yeah, so I mean, staying top of mind for sure. I love it because it's a platform that helps me to connect with my clients and my sphere, right? And so I really love that. And also with other agents, right? I've learned most recently in the last couple of years, that it's very important to network with your other colleagues in the business, because especially in a market like we're in now, where there's not a lot of listings, or there's we can kind of help each other and serve each other's clients' needs better if we have that relationship built. So just trying to make new connections, trying to talk with people. I'm still a huge face-to-face guy. I'd rather meet you face-to-face than over a virtual setting, just because I think we've lost a little bit of that human connection when we've kind of introduced all these new social platforms. And so you get a whole I think we've kind of lost touch on how to connect with people face to face, right? So I'm more of a face to face guy. I try to do more, but social media definitely a big part of our business, in kind of delivering value to our clients, not just posting stuff that's how good you are and what you do. People know what we do, and we definitely, based on our reviews, our clients can definitely see that we do good work. But just providing value for people and letting people know that, hey, look, you can invest in real estate. You can do this. A lot of people don't know. Yeah. And that's what's holding them back from getting ahead with their lives, right? And building income and building a family home, right?
Yeah, so tips for a brand new agent just starting out, what would you say to do with social media then? Should they be on it every single day, or should they be focusing their time most?
Be on it every single day, but use it to connect with people on a deep and meaningful level. Yeah. Don't don't use it to, don't get sucked into that vortex and just get lost in that, because you're wasting time, right? Yeah. So maybe time block it so that you're going to be on for an hour at, from this time to this time, and you're just going to be, your goal is just to connect with a certain amount of people a day. But the rest of it, I would say, you want this face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like you should be using it for networking, starting conversations, and then bring that conversation to real life. Meet with that client in person, but don't spend your time wasting it watching reels, consuming social media. Especially one of the biggest things that I tell people, if you want to start creating content, you have to consume 1% of the content that you're creating. So the amount of time that you're spending on creating content, you can spend 10% of that time consuming content. So as someone who creates quite a bit of content, you probably still can only create or take in about 1 hour, 2 hours a week worth of social content. And you know, most people are taking in like 4 or 5 hours a day of just social media content.
Yeah,
so
and that's the thing. Like I try to like share from my experiences. So like when we're on the road, when we see something, that can add value to somebody, talking about that, and just showing that there is a fun side to what we do. It's not just business, right? It's just we're here to help people, and we're here to have fun and make sure that our clients are comfortable with us and do that.
You're not a robot, so your clients need to be working with somebody who they're like-minded with. They can't be working with someone that's awkward or different from them, because it's not going to create the same experience.
And not every agent not every person will have the same connection with every agent. So showing that to people and showing them who you are, it really helps them. It connects them to you and your personality, and you're going to be attracting people who want to work with you and who you want to work with. So that's the most important thing.
What about with prospecting? Do you prefer prospecting like face-to-face with door knocking, or do you like the online stuff? What have you had most success with in your career?
So definitely face-to-face. Everybody has their strengths. Some people just say it's, social media is all they do, and that's great. But definitely face to face, having those conversations belly to belly with people, I think is still very important, because at the end of the day, we're human, and people need that, especially now after COVID. People need that human connection, right? I don't think a robot or an app can ever take the place of that human connection, right? Yeah.
And how would you say is the best way to do that? Would it be through a mailer or through door knocking? Like what have you had most success with? What do you enjoy?
So, when you're starting out, you're in one place, you want to door knock, you want to do all those things, because you're starting from zero. But once you've built your network, right? They say your network is your net worth. You want to, offer value to those people within your network, and you want to make sure that you're delivering to them what you should be. So now we've grown our network a little bit larger over the last few years, and we're able to service more people by repeat referral business, right? And so we pride ourselves on that, because it shows that we're offering enough value to our clients that they're recommending our services to other friends and family and people that they trust, right? And that's, to me, is the ultimate compliment, and it's what really makes me realize that how important the work that we're doing really is.
And I feel like people can have so much success that like you won't feel awkward asking for someone to give you a referral because of the quality of work that you're putting out. It's just top notch. That, hey, if you have anybody else who needs our expert service, we're here to offer that for you guys.
And in business in general, that's the best source of business, right? Is that, repeat referral, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Like that's the best, most rewarding, I think, source of business. But when you're starting out, obviously you don't have that. So you have to go to the basics, and you have to go into the trenches, so called. And to be honest, I still kind of enjoy that, because it brings it. I feel like it grounds you a little bit.
It shows you the hustle. It reminds you, like, hey, you need to be putting this work in order to get what you want.
It grounds you, and it makes you just realize that where you're coming from, right? So
I think a lot of agents and newer agents don't realize that you don't only have to be making these touch points face to face. You can be hitting them with Facebook groups and people in your network area. You can share value by sending them a video or answering a question on a Facebook group. A local question, someone asks what's the best pizzeria. You give them that answer without saying, hey, check me out, I'm a realtor. They're going to want to see who you are just because, oh, who is this guy? Why is he responding to me? So answer as many questions as you can.
Yeah.
Be just an amazing communicator and just be that person who can.
You're also like we're also servants of the community, right? Exactly. And so if we offer people, if we help out in the community, if we offer people that value, like you'll get it repeated, you'll get it reciprocated to you.
Exactly.
And I think definitely like being not just being there, but offering value and actually showing that you're a part of the community is the biggest part. That should be part of your social media.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
So you're talking about building this network up. So I'm assuming you use a CRM software then?
We use a CRM software. Yep.
What's your favorite go-to trick for CRMs?
We use Follow Up Boss for somebody starting. The real trick is just I was told this and it's so true. Go with the one, because people always ask you what's the best CRM. Go with the one that you're going to use. Yeah. That's the answer. Because if you don't use it, there's no point in having it. Yeah. So go with the one that you're going to use. Some old school agents still use Excel spreadsheets. I've seen that still, where they have the list on them and
what works.
But whatever works, right? And it's really just, who can you reach out to today? Who can you help today?
Where can you make that touch point?
Yeah.
Do you guys do any sequences in there, like email drips or any campaign dripping to your local network?
Yeah, for sure. We have newsletters that we send out to our past clients and our our friends, our family, our spheres. We have direct mail that goes out. We kind of cover it all. Recently, we made the shift to a more of a video based presence. Yeah. So everything that we're trying to send out, we're trying to do it with video. Yeah. Versus calls or whatever. So we're trying to do more face to face.
It feels personal, but it also saves a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah. So like really custom making a video. So if I'm going to email you, instead of me saying, hey, Cameron, on an email, you're going to see my face and you're going to be able to connect with me that way, because it's like, oh, I haven't seen Vinay in a long time. Right. It's nice to see, a face, right?
And from a lazy person's perspective, I don't want to be reading a huge email. So it's much easier just to watch this 30-second video from someone that I probably wouldn't even want to respond to anyway.
Yeah. And you probably know better than anybody else, but you go to CBC, you go to global, whatever, news, and you have the article, and now you have a video on everything.
Everything, yeah.
And I guarantee you 90% or more of the people are just going to watch the video. Yeah. Because it's just the easiest thing to do, right? Like our generation, I think, is more of a video first. Yeah. Whereas our previous generation, they would actually sit and read an article, right? So I think, I personally think it's more personable.
I think you need to be creating a consistent amount of different types of content, because I feel like there's a specific demographic of people that might read something that won't watch that video, like that older audience, like maybe 50 plus, who are like, I don't want to watch a video. There's people around, I just want to read this easily. Like my mom wouldn't watch a video, she'd prefer to read a book over it. So
that's right.
There's different types of people. So remember to create consistent forms of content for each type of people. So maybe send an email to somebody, but also hit them with a DM on Instagram, or with a text as well, just because you don't know where they're actually communicating with people.
Or spending their time, that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Vinay. Is there anywhere people can check you out on social and website, any places that they can see you online? Yeah,
for sure. So all our handles are Toronto Real Estate Genius on Instagram, on Facebook, our website, torontorealestategenius.com.
Anyways, thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you guys want to see more like this, don't forget to subscribe. With that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Drop a like, leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next video. But until then, peace out.